According to Krishnamurti, the observer is not a separate entity or a distinct self. He questioned the notion of a separate observer, emphasizing that the observer and the observed are not separate entities but rather an integrated whole. They are part of a single, undivided process. Krishnamurti pointed out that the division between the observer and the observed is a product of thought. Through the process of identification and conditioning, thought creates a sense of separation, leading to a fragmented perception of reality. This division gives rise to conflict, bias, and distortion in our understanding. Here are some key aspects of Krishnamurti's perspective on the observer and the observed. 1. Unity of the observer and the observed. Krishnamurti pointed out that the division between the observer and the observed is an artificial construct created by thought. He proposed that the observer is not separate from what is observed but is an integral part of the observed. The observer is shaped by its conditioning, beliefs, and experiences, and it influences the perception and interpretation of what is observed. 2. Influence of conditioning. Krishnamurti emphasized that the observer is conditioned by various factors such as cultural, social, and personal influences. This conditioning affects the way the observer perceives and interprets the observed. The conditioning creates a filter through which one experiences reality, leading to biases, prejudices, and distortions in observation. 3. Self-centered nature of the observer. According to Krishnamurti, the observer is inherently self-centered. It operates from the perspective of self-interest, seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and pursuing its own desires and goals. This self-centeredness colors the observation and limits the ability to perceive the observed without distortion. 4. Role of thought. Krishnamurti emphasized that thought plays a significant role in creating and maintaining the separation between the observer and the observed. Thought constantly categorizes, compares, and interprets what is observed based on its existing knowledge and conditioning. This process leads to a fragmented perception and reinforces the division between the observer and the observed. 5. Transcending the observer-observed duality. Krishnamurti pointed towards the possibility of transcending the observer-observed duality through awareness and insight. He suggested that by observing without the interference of the self-centered mind, one can move beyond the limitations of conditioning and experience a direct perception of what is, without separation or distortion. Krishnamurti's teachings aim to encourage individuals to inquire deeply into the nature of perception, to question the validity of the division between the observer and the observed, and to cultivate a form of observation that transcends the limitations of the self-centered mind. Krishnamurti suggested that when the observer is absent, there can be a direct perception of reality without the filters of conditioning and the limitations of the self. This form of observation goes beyond the division between the observer and the observed, leading to a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. He encouraged individuals to explore and practice observation for themselves, rather than accepting his views or teachings blindly. By doing so, he suggested that one can tap into a deeper level of awareness and insight, leading to a more holistic understanding of oneself and the world.